There are places in Arizona that millions of people drive past every year without ever realizing what they're missing. While the Grand Canyon, Sedona, and Monument Valley attract endless crowds, the state's most breathtaking landscapes often remain hidden. These are the places where towering cliffs glow like fire at sunset, and crystal clear lakes seem impossible in the middle of the desert. Arizona is often imagined as nothing more than endless sand and giant cacti, but that picture tells only a fraction of the story. Beyond the familiar postcards lies a state filled with alpine mountains, emerald rivers, hidden waterfalls, and dramatic volcanic rock formations. In spring, colorful wildflowers transform dry hillsides into living paintings. During summer, high mountain forests provide cool escapes from the desert heat. Autumn covers entire valleys with shades of gold, while winter quietly blankets northern Arizona with snow, creating unexpected scenes. Today's journey isn't about checking famous landmarks off a bucket list. It's about discovering places that still inspire genuine surprise. Some are hidden just beyond popular attractions, while others require long scenic drives where the road itself becomes part of the adventure. As we count down toward our number one destination, you'll discover places that photographers dream about and roads that feel like classic movies. Our journey begins in southeastern Arizona, where one of the state's most overlooked natural treasures quietly waits beyond the busy tourist routes. Tucked inside the rugged mountains lies a place where towering rock walls, crystal clear streams, and green forests create a unique landscape. Chiricahua National Monument is often called the Wonderland of Rocks, a landscape sculpted by volcanic eruptions nearly 27 million years ago. Massive pinnacles rise hundreds of feet into the sky, balancing impossibly on narrow foundations, as if gravity has simply chosen to ignore them. Unlike Arizona's crowded national parks, this remarkable landscape still feels wonderfully peaceful, with early mornings belonging only to the sound of birds. As the day progresses, shifting light transforms the colors of the volcanic cliffs from pale gray into warm shades of orange, gold, and crimson. The surrounding Chiricahua Mountains are a biological crossroads where several ecosystems meet, including desert plants growing near pine forests. Patient visitors may spot elegant cotimundus, mule deer grazing near the trails, or even black bears roaming the higher elevations. More than 300 species of birds have also been recorded here, making the monument a favorite for photographers and birdwatchers alike. Standing beneath these towering rock spires, it's impossible not to feel humbled by the immense forces that shaped this landscape over millions of years. For those willing to hike beyond the overlooks, hidden trails weave deep into the monument, revealing quiet stone corridors where silence is broken by the breeze. It's the kind of place that quietly earns admiration. Every step brings new perspectives and moments that feel entirely disconnected from the modern world. As breathtaking as Chiricahua National Monument may be, Arizona's beauty is not limited to towering volcanic rock formations. Hundreds of miles to the north, another landscape offers an entirely different experience, where deep blue water winds through glowing sandstone walls. The walls are so perfectly sculpted they almost appear hand-carved. Many travelers believe they must visit distant national parks for scenery this dramatic. Yet one of Arizona's greatest masterpieces quietly unfolds just outside the small town of Page. Horseshoe Bend has become famous over the past decade, but photographs rarely prepare visitors for the true scale of what awaits. After a short walk across open desert, the landscape suddenly disappears, revealing an enormous horseshoe-shaped curve where the Colorado River wraps around a massive butte. Nearly 1,000 feet below, the emerald green river appears calm and gentle, though it has spent millions of years carving this formation. The first impression is almost impossible to describe. There are no guardrails dominating the view, and very little to distract from nature itself. The cliffs seem endless, their layered sandstone recording millions of years of geological history in bands of red, orange, cream, and gold. As sunlight shifts throughout the day, the canyon walls constantly change color, creating a living landscape that never looks exactly the same twice. Sunrise brings soft golden light that slowly fills the canyon, while late afternoon produces dramatic shadows that emphasize every curve. During the final moments before sunset, the entire bend often glows with rich amber tones that photographers spend hours waiting to capture. Yet even the most spectacular images struggle to communicate the immense silence. The only sound is the distant movement of the river below. This section of northern Arizona belongs to one of the most remarkable geological regions on Earth, telling a story stretching back millions of years. Grain by grain, flood by flood, the Colorado River slowly carved its path through solid rock, creating a natural sculpture that continues evolving. Just a short drive away lies another destination that perfectly complements Horseshoe Bend. Lake Powell stretches across the Arizona-Utah border. With nearly 2,000 miles of shoreline, it contains more shoreline than the entire Pacific coast of the continental United States. Lake Powell owes its existence to the construction of Glen Canyon Dam in the 1960s, a major engineering project in American history. Narrow-side canyons, hidden beaches, and quiet coves create an endless playground for boaters, kayakers, and explorers searching for untouched places. Some of the lake's most beautiful locations can only be reached by water. Small sandstone alcoves reveal perfectly still reflections during calm mornings. At certain times, sunlight penetrates narrow passages for only a few minutes, briefly illuminating walls that seem to glow from within. Wildlife has adapted well. Desert bighorn sheep appear along cliffs, soaring bald eagles patrol the shoreline, and great blue herons wait for fish. Early mornings on the lake often feel peaceful, with glass-like water reflecting cliffs that seem to stretch endlessly toward the sky. For many, the greatest luxury is escaping modern distractions. Cell service disappears, and time slows to the rhythm of gentle waves. As remarkable as these canyons are, the state's scenery continues changing. The next destination leaves behind desert landscapes entirely, climbing thousands of feet into cool mountain forests where sparkling lakes and crisp alpine air create an atmosphere like the mountains of Colorado. For travelers who believe Arizona is defined only by heat and red rock, what comes next is often the biggest surprise of all. The farther south you travel, the more Arizona seems to embrace its desert identity. But head toward the state's central highlands, climbing above 7,000 feet, and the transformation is nothing short of astonishing. The towering saguaro cacti gradually disappear, replaced by endless forests of ponderosa pine stretching toward distant mountain peaks. The air becomes cooler, the scent of sun-warmed pine needles fills the breeze, and shimmering lakes suddenly appear where many visitors expect nothing but dry desert. This is Arizona's White Mountains, home to one of the most scenic escapes in the entire Southwest. At the heart of this mountain paradise lies Big Lake, a destination that locals have quietly treasured for generations. Resting at nearly 9,000 feet above sea level, the lake offers an entirely different side of Arizona that surprises first-time visitors. Instead of rugged sandstone cliffs, the shoreline is framed by dense evergreen forests, colorful wildflowers, and rolling meadows where elk often emerge. Before sunrise, a thin layer of mist frequently drifts across the water, creating reflections so perfect they seem almost unreal. As daylight slowly reaches the surrounding mountains, the calm surface mirrors towering pines with remarkable clarity. The peaceful atmosphere makes it easy to forget that one of America's hottest deserts lies only a few hours away. Fishing enthusiasts have long considered Big Lake one of Arizona's premier destinations for rainbow trout, brook trout, and Apache trout. During the warmer months, anglers quietly launch small boats before dawn, hoping to experience the magical hour when the lake remains perfectly still. Even visitors with no interest in fishing quickly discover that the scenery alone makes the journey worthwhile. Bald eagles occasionally circle overhead, osprey dive into the clear water, and great blue herons patiently wait among the reeds. Along the surrounding forest roads, it's not uncommon to encounter mule deer, wild turkeys, or entire herds of elk grazing peacefully. Autumn transforms the landscape once again. Aspen groves scattered throughout the White Mountains burst into brilliant shades of gold. Scenic drives become unforgettable as winding roads pass through forests glowing with vibrant color beneath crisp blue skies. Unlike many of Arizona's desert destinations, temperatures remain pleasantly cool, making fall one of the most rewarding times to explore. Winter brings yet another dramatic transformation. Heavy snowfall blankets the mountains, covering pine branches with thick layers of white. Snowmobilers and photographers replace summer campers, proving that Arizona is far more geographically diverse than many imagine. Not far from Big Lake, the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest stretches across more than 2 million acres of protected wilderness. Here, hundreds of miles of scenic roads weave through mountain valleys, crystal-clear streams, and volcanic meadows. Driving through these forests is an experience that constantly rewards curiosity. Every curve reveals another overlook or peaceful meadow. Small wooden bridges cross streams so clear that colorful trout can often be seen swimming beneath the surface. The changing elevation creates remarkable diversity. One moment, travelers are in dense forests, then in broad mountain grasslands. Hidden volcanic cones remind visitors that these peaceful mountains were shaped by powerful geological forces millions of years ago. As evening approaches, the high elevation and clean mountain air create some of Arizona's finest night skies. Thousands of stars emerge, and the Milky Way often stretches across the horizon with breathtaking clarity. Yet Arizona still has one more dramatic transformation waiting ahead, turning toward towering red cliffs and winding scenic highways. The next destination may be one of the most photographed regions in America. Few landscapes have shaped Arizona's identity quite like Sedona. Massive sandstone formations glow with deep shades of crimson, orange, and gold, creating an ever-changing landscape. Driving into Sedona feels like entering another world. The highway winds between formations with names like Bell Rock and Cathedral Rock. What makes Sedona especially remarkable is how dramatically the landscape changes throughout the day. Early morning bathes the cliffs in soft golden light, while sunset ignites the valley in brilliant crimson colors. Many visitors head toward Cathedral Rock, one of Arizona's most recognizable landmarks, standing nearly 5,000 feet above sea level. The trail leading upward is challenging, requiring careful footing, but the reward waiting near the summit justifies every step. From above, the Verde Valley stretches toward distant mountains while Oak Creek winds quietly through forests below. Oak Creek Canyon slices deep through the surrounding plateau, forming one of the most scenic drives in Arizona. Unlike the dry desert surrounding the Red Rocks, the canyon shelters flowing water and towering cottonwood trees. In autumn, the canyon becomes one of Arizona's finest places to witness changing leaves, with brilliant yellow cottonwoods and red maples. Small picnic areas tucked beside Oak Creek allow visitors to pause and simply enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. Highway 89A climbs steadily through Oak Creek Canyon before reaching the higher forests surrounding Flagstaff. Every switchback reveals another perspective, with dramatic overlooks offering sweeping views across miles of colorful cliffs. Welcome to a side of Arizona that many never see. Beyond the famous landmarks lies a world of quiet magic and geological wonder. In the early hours, Sedona transforms. The red rocks stand like ancient sentinels above the drifting clouds, waiting for the first light of day. Nature here is a master of contrast. Witness the dramatic dance of dark storm clouds clashing against the sun-drenched crimson cliffs. Life thrives in these hidden pockets. A mule deer pauses at the forest edge, sensing the morning air in the quiet sanctuary of the canyon. High above, a red-tailed hawk circles the thermals, its wings catching the light as it surveys the vast expanse of the Red Rock wilderness. Away from the crowds, peace is found on lesser-known trails. Here, the pace of travel slows down, allowing the desert to speak to the soul. Traveling east, the landscape shifts into a surreal canvas of colors. This is the petrified forest, a place where time has literally turned to stone. The hills of the painted desert ripple like waves, their vibrant hues changing with the movement of the sun and the passing of clouds. Lying scattered across the desert floor are massive fossilized tree trunks. Millions of years ago, these were towering giants in a lush tropical forest. Up close, the transformation is breathtaking. The wood has been replaced by sparkling quartz crystals, revealing patterns of orange, blue, and deep purple. As the light shifts, these ancient logs shimmer like forgotten gemstones, telling a story of ancient rivers and volcanic eruptions from the Triassic period. Every layer of sediment represents a chapter of history, a silent record of a world that existed long before humans walked the earth. On the open grasslands surrounding these stone forests, the pronghorn antelope moves with a grace that echoes the wild spirit of the West. The sky here is as active as the land. A golden eagle circles high above, a silent witness to the passage of eons. When night falls, the true scale of the universe is revealed. Far from city lights, the stars shine with an intensity that is humbling. The Milky Way stretches across the sky like a river of light, arching over the colorful badlands and the ancient petrified trees. Leaving the desert plains, we find a different kind of beauty near Prescott. The granite dells offer a rugged, sculpted landscape unlike any other. These massive granite boulders have been smoothed and rounded by millions of years of erosion, creating a playground of stone and water. At the heart of the dells lies Watson Lake. Its calm blue waters provide a stunning mirror for the towering cliffs and surrounding pine hills. For the adventurer, there is no better way to explore than from the water. Navigating the narrow channels between boulders is like entering a secret world. On land, hikers weave through natural stone corridors, discovering the intricate geometry of a landscape carved by the hands of time. As the day draws to a close, the granite dells are bathed in a warm amber light. The shadows grow long, accentuating the rugged texture of the stone. Arizona's landscapes are an unending journey of discovery. From red rocks to fossilized forests, there's always something new to see. Take the scenic route, explore the lesser-known paths, and let the geological wonders of this state inspire your next great adventure. The journey never truly ends. It only waits for you to take the first step. Arizona's hidden beauty is calling. Arizona is far more than just arid sand and cacti. It is a living tapestry of vibrant color and shifting light that defies every expectation. We begin our journey in the Verde Valley, where life-giving water carves a lush path through the rugged, ancient heart of the high desert landscape. The riverbanks are a sanctuary, teeming with birds and dense vegetation that thrive in the cool shade of the towering, rustling ribbons of green cottonwoods. This valley connects the historic spirits of Cottonwood and Clarkdale, where the legacy of the Old West meets a burgeoning culture of modern exploration. Vineyards now stretch across the valley floor, their rows of vines catching the autumn sunlight as the region transforms into a world-class destination for wine. As we climb, we reach Jerome, a town once known as a copper mining giant, now clinging to the steep slopes of Cleopatra Hill. Its narrow, winding streets tell stories of a century past, where art galleries and cafes now breathe new life into the historic brick facades. The atmosphere here is electric with history, as the sunset light reflects off the buildings, creating a photogenic glow that enchants every visitor. Continuing our ascent toward Mingus Mountain, the landscape begins a dramatic transition from desert brush to the cool embrace of juniper and pine. Suddenly, the horizon is dominated by the San Francisco peaks, volcanic giants rising 12,000 feet above the plateau, capped with glistening winter snow. The contrast is startling. Snow-covered summits standing in silent watch over the southern desert regions, a testament to Arizona's incredible geological diversity. In the dense ponderosa pine forests, elk and mule deer graze peacefully in open meadows, undisturbed in the soft, misty light of the early morning. Hiking trails lead us through shimmering aspen groves, their white bark and golden leaves creating a stark, beautiful contrast against the dark mountain soil. From these rocky, alpine environments, we can look back and see the red rocks of Sedona shimmering like jewels on the distant desert floor. But the ultimate reveal lies ahead. As we drive through the peaceful pines, the earth suddenly opens up into a vast, breathtaking maze of stone. The Grand Canyon appears, a monument to time where shadows dance across rock layers, painting a masterpiece that changes with every passing minute. Watch as the midday brilliance transitions into a deep sunset crimson, setting the entire canyon ablaze with colors that no photograph can truly capture. The desert view, Watchtower stands as a silent sentinel, offering a perspective of the Colorado River winding like a silver thread through the canyon floor. At Mather Point, the sheer scale of the abyss is humbling, reminding us of the infinite patience of the natural forces that shaped this land. High above, ravens glide in perfect silence on the thermals, while the rare California condor soars with effortless majesty over the jagged cliffs. On the steepest ledges, desert bighorn sheep move with impossible grace, navigating a vertical world that few other creatures would dare to tread. When night falls, the true magic of the desert sky is revealed, as the Milky Way stretches in a brilliant arc over the dark canyon cliffs. We look back on the journey, the red cliffs, the hidden mountain lakes, the fossilized forests, and the secret waterfalls that define this diverse state. Arizona is a place of endless discovery, where every horizon promises a new story and every landscape invites you to linger and wonder. As the sun rises once more, we realize that the journey never truly ends. It only changes shape, much like the canyon itself.